Hey guys, this is Dartimos with Dartimos Dominions. I'm here with RCK. How are you doing, RCK?
Doing great.
And I'm also here with Grippa, who we're going to be doing an interview with. How are you doing, Grippa?
Good until you introduced me second.
No, well, I mean, like, second place is first loser. Okay, so a little bit different interview style. We're going to be looking at an expand that you have before we go into your actual national overview. Can you go over what exactly this unit is that you're expanding with?
It's a Sacred Flyer, which this is the first game I'm ever using Sacred and Flyers. Or Flyers, I should say. I've never used Flyers or Sacreds before. No, that's a lie. Hold on, let me reword that. I've never used Flyers, let alone Sacred Flyers before.
Well, he's not flying. You're good to go.
Perfect. I have him on walking.
Your record is still good until he gets blessed. Really? You're gonna slowly bless, aren't you? Okay, so now he's flying.
No, I'm blessing. Listen.
Wait, it's still okay. It still doesn't say that they fly even after getting blessed.
Oh, you're right. It doesn't say that they're flyers. Interesting.
That's so. Wait, what the crap is swiftness doing? Okay, it's not. Oh, it's not quickness, right?
Oh, well, no, it's not. No, surprisingly, no. Only swiftness.
I was seriously expecting like a quickness, swiftness, bless. I'm disappointed. There's no mem here. Am I missing something?
I almost thought you were going to go for that fair bless you sent me. I was like, oh, Lord.
That was the first build.
Grippa!
The first build was a fear bless, where I was hoping to just swarm them with fear auras and make everyone rout.
This is a real bless.
Everyone told me I was stupid.
Stupidly awesome.
I'll tell you what the bless was. It was a demi lich, and it was mountain survival, strength of earth, magic weapons, fear, which is at death 10, and blood surge.
It was a good build.
I mean the quickness build is I still think is one of the most known builds at this point, and I mean it quasi worked until somebody took a death throne.
Asphodel is not a great nation, especially in the early age. But going back real quick, I realized they don't have the flyer tag, and because they're not technically flyers, they don't have the flying map move. If you look at the bottom, when they're blessed, they gain the ability to fly. I don't know if that means that they can fly if they're not blessed. I actually haven't tested that.
No, they can't fly if they're not blessed.
That's hilarious. Thank you for letting me know, because that's something I would totally do. That's what I find out when I have like 100 of them in a critical battle, and I try to do it, and like my prophet gets sniped before they can bless. But yeah, they can't fly, but they don't have flying map move, so they don't get the flying tag, I believe.
Okay, so do you set these guys to attack rear, or how do you use these guys?
I have them set to attack rear.
Okay, so they just have to.
Yeah, this expansion is I had a run-in, and I lost the majority of the front line. So my front line are now 3 dudes.
Oh god, the stupid barbarian right here. Oh, and now you pissed him off, dude. Now he's zerking. You did 1 point of damage, and now he's zerking.
Yeah, so...
Okay, you killed him.
Oh, I actually didn't even notice that. Oh, well, now I'm an idiot in my video. I didn't notice that barbarian commander. I thought it was just the wolf tribe guy. But yeah, so... This expansion force is a little bit beleaguered because everyone else got this killed.
This is like this is not a good.
No, I lost half of them when they were because they took forever to start the route.
Now I'm sure that you tested your expand before doing this. Is this standard, or was this just unlucky?
I'll be honest, there was no test done.
What? Grippa!
I was on the fence about playing Mictlan in the first place. I was told to play Scalaria by like 4 different people. But
I
didn't want to be that person.
I'm rooting for Grippa.
And So I went with Mictlan, which I've never played and fought once. In fact, I found out that I wasn't a blood power while designing my god. So there's that. I don't have a lot of experience with middle age. I mostly end up in early age or late age games. So either I have all the gems, or actually I never have gems. Either I have all the gold or none of the gold. So I learned a lot of stuff about Mictlan just by playing with the god. And in the end, this isn't even my god. I named him a pilfered deity on purpose because I had stolen him from Ballin. This is basically Ballin's build.
Did he give you this build, dude?
He's playing Mictlan in a completely different game and happened to be sending it. And I'm like, perfect. There's a god for Mictlan. But it did have some of the things I liked that I actually really... yeah, that's just me for you in a nutshell. But
so we have Grippa in the game, but we don't have a Grippa god in the game. This is terrible.
They could have had quickness. I had a quickness god, I'll tell you now. They did not go well. It turns out even if you're quickened, you die immediately.
That's the quick part.
Yeah, it's quick to your grave, not the enemies. But yeah, so my favorite part of this build that I love is the swiftness, which is just me. It's always me. Swiftness is one of my favorite builds in the first place, just because it's hilarious to watch things run across the screen fast. And you might be saying, oh, it's kind of stupid. If you bless them, they fly. And so quickness is kind of stupider. Well, for starters, if they fly and have swiftness, they land faster, which is hurting me in expansion because now they're landing faster. Still landing faster. Realize that now. However, secondly, with swiftness, you are more likely to hit first when you attack. And flyers already get a bonus to that. So this just basically ensures that my guys always strike first when they land. Almost in short. Ballin's build has 2 times swiftness. I wanted shock resist because I've had bad history with shock.
I mean, this looks like a normal build. I do see there's still some holes in the resistances. Are you missing fire resist?
I have fire resist.
Fire resistance.
Okay, so
fire resistance 10, which
However,
is cut down to 5 from the bark skin.
Yeah, it's technically only 5, which I wasn't happy about. I tried to maneuver it into being 10 because I like having at least 10. But I mean,
It's the cold resist that you're missing. So you're missing cold resist, which is
and poison resistance, but that should be fine since he has a lot of nature mages.
Yeah, I can sometimes forgo poison resistance if I have a lot of nature mages.
People say that, but it only takes one battle where you either forget Serpent's Blessing or you forget. Either you forget Serpent's Blessing or you haven't researched it yet, because it is higher than Foul Vapors, and you can lose a major battle.
Let me be crystal clear. I know that's going to come bite me in the ass. You always know that your plan to cast it, oh, I have nature mages, I can cast poison resistance. You know, the moment you say that, you are a lying sack of shit, because you know you're going to get bitten at least a few times by poison and be like, if only it was in the bless. But I needed the bark skin for the expansion, or else I would have lost like every single one of those Eagle Warriors in that battle. Because they, with that bark skin, they only they're pretty awful protection.
Well, let's segue that into the actual nation itself. Let me go to Mictlan real quick, because if I remember correct, okay, where's Mictlan? Gosh darn you, Sleep. There it is. Okay. You have a second option for expansion, which is the Jaguar Warriors, which are a little bit more beefy, if I remember correct.
Yes.
Why did you choose to go with Eagle Warrior expansion and not Jaguar Warrior expansion?
They're a lot cheaper. And I did end up doing a little bit like yesterday, so like 3 turns into this game, I did a little bit of testing and found that I enjoyed the Eagle Warrior strike more than I enjoyed the Jaguar Warrior one. But I think I should probably end up turning to Jaguar Warriors just because of these losses that I'm taking. I don't really want to be taking that many losses.
I'll be honest, dude. I don't I understand Mictlan from an intellectual standpoint, but there's something about this game that is an artistic style where once you get into the game, there's things we don't understand because things are happening so quickly that, I mean, you might be right. Eagle Warriors might be better. I'm not. I have no clue.
Don't listen to me. I got art was the only class in high school I got a C+ in. So
Wait,
as an art form, I am not great.
Can you
my
clarify
videos-
the other ones were higher or lower?
They were higher. Thank you very much. Art was the only time I got a C in a semester.
Oh, these guys are cool.
Yeah, I wanted to use them, but I couldn't figure out how to. But I throw memes at games until they work, and when they work, they work. When they don't work, bad things happen. But I did talk to a couple people, and they pretty much all universally use Eagle Warriors for expansion and fighting and stuff. So at least for the starting, because it's a flying sacred army that has like the ambidextrous lance, and they don't lose the lance when they use it.
Do they not? Okay.
Yeah, it's not a one-time use thing. So that's definitely super helpful.
I mean, what would be really interesting is maybe an invulnerability because they are flying. Because they're flying, you can get to the back lines, and the invulnerable is not likely to be hit by magic weapons as much because said flying. The ones with magic weapons should be going forward, while the rear line doesn't have them. But
I'll be honest, my main goal for a game is to play with the Ethereal Bless.
That would be interesting.
You don't expect. That is my end goal in Dominions, is to have an Ethereal Bless for it needs to be a game where people will not take magic weapons. They would have no reason to. This one was a kind of okay chance for that. But I mean, I really want to do an Ethereal Bless on some random ass nation you wouldn't expect Ethereal units. Oh, I never have to worry about that, and just pull out the EA Pan ethereal son of a gun. Suddenly your centaurs are now even more annoying to kill.
Yeah, I mean,
it hasn't happened yet.
I'm looking at this thing and I'm falling in love with it. It's a 13 attack, 16 damage on an 18 gold unit with 13 protection and 13 defense. This thing is gorgeous, dude. I don't know why people don't use this. There's got to be a reason, because I mean they don't, and there's some Dominions players that are better than me that don't use these guys. But they've got a shield. This is a survivable unit, and you can mass them pretty easily. 15 and 15.
My only guess would be because you have to compare that to the Jaguar Warrior, who has the 2 forms, and it's just way more killy. I mean, he's got a 16 damage hatchet compared to a 20 damage obsidian club. So it's they're more survivable and stuff, but the whole point of Mictlan is recruit anywhere sacreds.
That's very true. It would be interesting to see a scales Mictlan where you get a nice little rainbow bless like what you've got, and then I mean you did go scales, I'm assuming, right?
Surprisingly, no. Even though all I do is scales, I much prefer scales over blesses.
So let's real quick. How are you planning? I mean, you look like you have 17 different kinds of mages. Are there any that you want to highlight here?
Sorry, I just found out in my last video what all the different mages are. I'll be honest.
Well, are you good?
Turns out that all your mages, 5 of them in a row, are just a 2-path of one type. So it's astral, water, fire, nature, and then air.
Grippa, how did you pick your mages for the first turns? Did you close your eyes and pick one of the mages?
I glanced at them, this one's pretty good.
He's got a cool name.
I went for the cost, actually. I was recruiting the Mictlan Priest for a little bit.
Okay.
But, actually, it was Nahui. I was recruiting Nahui. Final answer.
Okay, there we go. Because we got a decent It's a really decent goal to research.
Yeah, I wanted a few researchers
man,
to go with my elite god, and
now I'm sure that one of your reasons for going with Nohali was to try to start searching for some of that blood magic, right?
Yeah. So I saw that they were my blood access, my main one outside of a god, and I didn't take it on the god. So yeah, so that's my hope for my blood. It's probably not going to happen. We're going to be reasonable here. Or this is the game where I find like a perfect blood province so I can recruit the blood people that I get attacked the next turn and lose. That's how it usually goes.
Now, RCK, have you seen MA Mictlan in a game before?
I've played as them one time before.
Oh, did you? Good.
Yeah.
So did you try the Sun Warriors like I said?
No. Sun Warriors are trash.
Are they really?
They can only be recruited in your capital. You just might as well get Jaguar Warriors from there.
Oh, okay.
That's the answer.
Yeah, it is.
I wouldn't know. I don't have a second fort yet.
What I really like about Mictlan is that you can still take trash order and trash productivity and go like Dom 8, 9, and 10 and still pump out 9 or 10 Eagle Warriors a turn out of every castle that you have.
Yeah, it's definitely nice. Whew, excuse me.
Oh man.
I have Slot 3, Turmoil 3. And these guys are still coming out.
Yeah, let's say, and I think you can still make like a ridiculous amount every turn. Later on in the game, I mean.
Do you use Eagle Warriors or Jaguar Warriors?
What?
Do you use Eagle or Jaguar Warriors for expansion?
For expansion, normally I did Jaguar Warriors for expansion.
Turning to Jaguar. Thank you very much.
Taking notes, changing turn.
That's just what I did because I prefer the Jaguar Warrior more because I'm more used to playing EA Mictlan, and Jaguar Warriors are just so much better. Like, you wouldn't ever really want to give up a turn making a Jaguar Warrior or making Eagle Warriors over Jaguar Warriors in your capital in EA Mictlan. So I don't know, it just gives you a good base anyway. I mean, after a while, I mean, you could definitely change to Eagle Warriors if that's what you decided to. But I mean, once you start getting a couple of castles up, I mean, you can definitely, as long as you have the money for it, easily make 30, 40, maybe even 50, depending how large you are, Eagle Warriors a turn. So,
Grippa, you know these are the turkeys, right?
Yes, I did know that they were turkeys. Good. I only know that because I made a lot of jokes killing a middle-aged Mictlan as they were all in turkey form. I kept making memes with a great turkey shoot.
Wait, I did play. I subbed for these guys like 2 years ago. I do remember these guys now. Yeah. These guys are fun. Okay, RCK, are these the mages that you would suggest for him to continue making for research?
Yes, I would, especially since they're Astral 1 mages. Now, as far as the other mages go, I would make a couple of them, or I wouldn't make very many, but I would make a couple to site search your different paths. Try and like you have water, nature, fire, air. You have astral. I don't think you have a death path, and I don't think you have that one blood that you have a very low chance of getting.
Yes.
Well, you see, you have a death path in that too, but it's very unlikely you're going to really be death. You know.
I mean, if you make 10 of these guys, you should get 1 blood and 1 death.
So you should, but this is Grippa, so.
I was going to say.
And knowing my luck, they'll be like old age as well, because apparently
I'll be turn 100 and he's still waiting on that blood 1, so.
What about these quaddles? Are they any good?
No idea.
I mean,
I wasn't asking you, Grippa. I'm asking RCK. He knows.
They're
Mictlan.
300 gold.
They're high astral. I mean, they can be communion masters that do higher level nature spells because they have more of a chance of getting nature 3 or nature 2.
Like you can get into Arax, or you can go into Air 2 here with it, where you get Fog Warriors and stuff like that. The other Air stuff.
Definitely. Now, I believe that's the only way you can get air into your communion as well. Did the first astral mage have?
He
Well,
does.
they have astral too, so you have different ways of getting it in.
But only
So you'll have
25% of them are going to have it, and I don't see spamming these guys. So you're kind of rolling the dice, and their old age. I'd rather go with the Coatl.
But they are holy threes, where the Coatls are holy twos.
Okay.
I mean, you could put them into a small communion, but it depends on what you want to cast as well.
Like these guys can
nice
cloud trapeze to where they need to go to. They're also fortune teller. So there's that.
So I wouldn't have many, but I would definitely have a few just because they're holy threes on their own.
Of note, Grippa, I did see I just watched a Nawa game that they fought against Mictlan, and the spirit sight came into use because when you're assassinated, you can they can actually hit back.
As I find out, this Naba army right on my border, yeah.
And it's also inspirational. This is kind of an interesting unit that I could see spamming these late game. Did you do that, RCK?
I did make a few of them.
Okay.
I didn't straight up spam them, but I did make a few of them.
They're also swamp survival, so they're immune to Citis's Dominion.
And they also have flying too, so they can move where you really need them to move without having to do like cloud trapeze or anything. If you didn't have the air on them,
This is a really cool unit. I really I've not seen them used, but I don't see very much MA Mictlan. Okay, so Grippa, what did you go with your pretender wise?
I went with the Kodal thing, the guy on the very bottom left.
Mm-hmm.
This guy right here?
It took me a long time to find him. I don't know why he is in the different shape.
That is like 3 paths? Okay, but it's 40 for new paths.
Yeah. And he's a shape changer as well. Isn't he a shape changer? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Because of the serpent.
Yeah.
You actually see him right here. It's really cool. Okay, so Grippa, what'd you go with your bless?
So I have been burned enough, so I went with magic weapons. Oh, you want the actual path numbers?
Just tell me what you got, and then I'll bring them down.
Fire 4, Air 4, Earth 6, Astral 4, Nature 5.
Okay, you're gonna have to tell me what your bless is, and I'll get rid of the points afterwards.
Sure thing. It's magic weapons, shock resistance 10, fire resistance 10, or major shock, major fire, defense skill +1, bark skin, swiftness.
Okay, where's bark skin?
I should probably look at your screen, not my own screen, huh? Swiftness, and then strength +4.
That's from blood and earth, or
no? It's 2 from earth.
Okay.
It's earth 6.
And then that's the whole bless?
I believe so.
Okay. Ouch, and you're still okay. Well, that's right. Did you go dormant or imprisoned? You had to go imprisoned, right?
I went with awake.
With awake?
Okay.
Yes. I have turmoil 3, sloth 3.
I was about to say he can definitely dump the scales.
Okay.
Heat 3, growth 1, and magic 1. And then the rest of my points are in my you can get one more Dom. You can't. I don't know how the hell I have 5 Dom. Let me go find out my god. Let me find out what my god is. Give me a sec.
Oh, did you went swiftness and major shock? You went all the way to what is? Oh, that's air 6. Oh, because you get the bonus points.
I'm Dom 6. Yeah, I'm Dom 6.
Okay, so somehow you got Dom 6. Okay, cool. I don't need it to. I don't need to be exact. Okay. So let's go over some of the choices with the some of the major questions that come up. So the first question I have is, what is up with the bark skin? Why did you go bark skin? Because that's your biggest one that you have.
So I went with the bark skin because I needed to survive expansion. They have no protection, the Eagle Warriors, and so I needed to find a way to make them live. And Barkskin was what I had stolen from Ballin, or most of this guy I stole from Ballin. I mean, most of it's like pretty standard Mictlan stuff, but like the strength stuff. I mean, I did do the meme like strength plus 10, but yeah, the Barkskin helps them really survive things.
Now, Barkskin does come with a downside, correct?
Yes, you lose 5 fire resistance, so it's -5.
With a Naba in the game, are you overly worried about that?
I mean, a wee bit, yes. And there's also an Abyssia.
Oh, that's right. There's an Abyssine
true.
too. they don't have that much fire. RCK, do you agree with the Barkskin Bless?
Yeah, I like it. Definitely on the Eagle Warrior since you'll be maxing them out. Because other than that, I mean, how much protection do they actually have? I know it's below 10, but I don't remember how much.
By default, it's 7.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty garbage.
And it's 0 basic protection, so natural.
I mean, a lot of things are going to tear you up at protection 7. I mean, anything from slingers, archers, they're just going to rip you apart. I guess that's why it's a little bit more helpful that these Eagle Warriors can fly and get to battle faster. I feel like we should have looked on the recording to see how much protection Barkskin took him to after that. But
It
at the end of the day,
I think it's 15.
15. Because I know how it adds 10 natural protection, but when it calculates up the actual amount of protection, it's always a little bit different.
It's whichever one's higher, and then added to half of the other one, rounded up.
I just remembered we can see his scales. We can see his scales and his caps, so we're good.
But I do like this Barkskin Bless that he brought. I think it's going to be very useful. I like the shock and fire resisting, especially taking the Barkskin Bless. I know maybe you wanted more fire resistance, but having some is a lot better than having none. Of course, magic weapons is a given, or else elementals are going to tear you apart. What else did he have on that Bless? He had swiftness. I do agree with that because these are more killy units than the Jaguar Warriors, since the Jaguar Warriors are more of a tank. I don't remember actually how much HP they have when they go into their second form, but I think as a total, it might be around 40 HP for both. For the first form, it's a normal human HP, but then for the second, I believe it was somewhere around 30 HP. I'm not entirely sure on it. So these will definitely be more of your more killy units since they are actually size 2, which I like. I'm also surprised that they are because it seems like a lot of flyers in this game end up being size 3. So you're going to be able to fit 3 of them to a square, and having those 2 attacks, one being a link 3 lance and the other being a dagger, is really going to chop units up. Added with that 30% swiftness is going to be really nice. What was the other part of the bless? I can't remember off the top of my head. Just click on that.
It's
defense skill 1. That's because you have the swiftness in the strength 4. Okay, and the strength 4 is also really helpful because these Eagle Warriors are really weak. Surprisingly, they don't have very few strength. All when you're going to be able to match them like that, along with their pierce damage. I can't remember if both their dagger and their lance is pierce damage, but they're going to be going through a decent amount of armor.
Yeah, you got piercing on both. That's really cool.
How much does piercing take off? Is it like 20 or 25% of armor?
25. Yeah, I wish I would put that into the little thing down here because it is kind of important. But I think it's like 25 or 10%. I can't remember. It's either 10 or 20.
So that's going to cut into most high armored units as like Abyssia. It's really their armor isn't gonna matter as much. So it definitely has its uses. I do like a strength bless on Mictlan. It's gonna work well with you.
My big thing about this is that it looks like a highly defensive bless. You got for the attack wise, you're looking at the strength and the combat speed are the only attack that I see. So it seems like a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And normally with defensive blesses on killy units, you normally want to take the elemental resist. That way you can't get cheesed to death. your shock resist, your poison resist, stuff like that, in order to get the cheese to not kill you. Whereas this is defense in bark skin. Well, I'm kind of curious as to how this will work out, because it's not killy, and these are highly killy units. I think I'm agreeing with RCK. I think Jaguar Warriors are going to be the way that you want to go. RCK, did the difference between Eagle Warriors and Jaguar Warriors, is it a defense unit versus an attack unit, or is there some more subtlety to it?
I feel like it's basically that. The only upside that the Jaguar Warriors has, their attack density is definitely going to go down. They are a size 2 unit in their human form, but I think once they turn into a were Jaguar, whatever they're called, I think they do turn into a size 3 unit. But at that point, I can't remember if they have 2 attacks each or 3 attacks each. But in the first form, they only have 1 attack, being the club that they have. With the strength bless, it's going to push it up pretty high. But it's nice. It's nice. That's what I would do. You can definitely do your own thing. I have done it with just Eagle Warrior expansion just to see. And yeah, it's going to work well too, but I feel like you're going to lose more Eagle Warriors than you will Jaguar Warriors in expansion.
Excellent. Okay. What were you saying, Grippa?
I didn't say anything.
Okay, I was supposed to. Keep going, RCK.
You do have summon Jaguars, which there are sacred Jaguars if you're curious. I think it's summoned 17 or so for 25 gems. Yeah, okay. It's okay, especially if you don't really have anything you're using your gems for.
Yeah, 25 nature's expensive though.
I don't see the problem with with Eagle Warrior expansion, but it's kind of hard to argue Jaguar expansion when everyone agrees Jaguars are better troops.
Now, Grippa, what are you going for Conjuration 4? What's the goal with that?
The goal for that is let me double check. Sorry. For Conjuration 4, I wanted to possibly get the Jade Serpents and also open up what was it? Light of the Northern Star. I'm looking to also surprise people with Astral.
Okay.
And then from there, you're going to go into Construction 4. What is Construction 4 for?
Research items.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, it's really funny, Grippa. I'm saying all this stuff, but yesterday I was doing the interview with Fascia and was talking with him, and I gave him a bit of advice, and I said you should do this. And then we went and tested it, and I was incredibly wrong. I was incredibly wrong. So I'm looking forward to seeing. Holy crap, 52 research.
That's gonna be nice.
Yeah, I know. That's one of the reasons why I definitely wanted him awake.
And that'll get you to your Research 4 items. Now, Research 4 is are you going to Construction 6? Or are you going to be going straight for Construction 6 for the lanterns?
I'm not sure yet. I left it at 4 just because I want to see how the game develops and what I need. It's like that's my best case scenario target, is I can get that without coast by on my sacreds for the start before and focus on research to teching up in order to allow other things.
Okay. Oh God.
Yeah, I've already sent him a message that if he goes to that farm province, we're gonna have a problem.
Who's gonna have a problem?
I will send every single one of my damn eagle things at him.
Oh my goodness, this is wonderful. Expansion so far, has it been? Are you pleased with how you've done so far, or would you like to have done better?
No, I want better. My entire surrounding provinces were barbarians and wolf tribe, and barbarians are okay, but the wolf tribe's annoying because it's that province you saw, the Stone Great Mountains that I took there. That was wolf tribe, and they just eat the eagle warriors very quickly, even if you take them out, just because there's just so many of them.
Well, it's also they've got the 2 attacks. Oh wait, no, it's not these guys that have it. These guys have the 2 attacks, and these guys they shred. They kill certain types. This is an eagle warrior without flying ability.
Yep. So those Wolf Tribe warriors just are annoying. And plus it was 18 archers, and Eagle warriors do not like archers. So
This is just a bad setup for you right here.
yeah, I did not like my cap circle, as always.
Okay.
I mean, I wasn't
Now-
having like 17 cataphracts in my province next door, but I mean,
Yeah, it's definitely not that bad. Okay, well, I appreciate you doing this with me, Grippa. I'm really looking forward to it. Good luck in the game. I'm hoping that that we get to see you into late game and that we can do another interview with you when you finally get there. So thank you very much.
thank you for having me.
And RCK, thank you for joining in with me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Okay, guys, I will see you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.